Welcome to Elder's Journey New Hire Orientation. We are so glad that you have joined our team. We will start with the history of the company. We were founded in September 2010 in Bloomington as a geriatric case management company. We added home health aid services in 2012. In 2013, we expanded into the Columbus area. We opened the Brazil location in 2017, and in 2019, we expanded into the Terre Haute area. You are joining a growing company.
Now let's talk about benefits. You must maintain full-time status, which means you must work at least 30 hours per week. You are eligible the first day of the month after your initial 60 days of employment. You will receive a notification in ADP if you are eligible for benefits and the process to enroll. Please watch the benefits presentation for more detailed information regarding our benefit plans.
First Financial Bank is partnering with us to offer you the Work-Life Checking Account. If you need an account for direct deposit of your paycheck, this is a great option. Paid vacation. You are eligible for a week of paid vacation after 1 year of service. Vacation is use it, request that it be paid out, or lose it. You are not able to roll it from 1 year to the other to bank up your balance. Your week is based on your average hours worked. For example, if you average 32 hours per week, you will earn 32 hours vacation. If you average 40 plus hours per week, you will earn 40 hours vacation. You will earn 2 weeks after 3 years of full-time service. College scholarships. Each year we offer 3 $1,000 scholarships to employees or employees' children. Please note the requirements for the scholarship program. The application must be completed, including the essay, and turned in by April 30th of the calendar year before the fall semester. If your child is applying, they need to volunteer and then write an essay about that volunteer time. If it is you that is going to school, please write your essay about what you do every day. Flexible scheduling. Your availability form is one of the most important forms you will complete going forward. Scheduling uses this form to create your schedule. If your availability changes, please complete a new form so they will know when you are available to work. Now let's move into employee expectations. Caregiver compliance. You must stay up to date on your annual TB, HHA or CNA certification, or your CPR certification. Failure to stay in compliance could result in removal from the schedule. Shift compliance. You must work your shifts as assigned. Any changes must be approved by the scheduling department. We need to make sure that we are billing properly and that you are being paid properly for the time that you are working. You must clock in and out for each shift. For example, you could be scheduled with one client all day that has multiple billing shifts associated with it. You must clock in and out for each shift. You also must allow your location settings turned on your device while you are clocking in and clocking out. Dress code. It can be scrubs or any other items of clothing such as dark slacks with an EJ logo shirt. If you're not wearing agency shirt, business casual is appropriate. Please take note that no blue jeans, spandex, or leggings are allowed. You must also wear closed-toed shoes. All caregivers are expected to wear their name tag during all scheduled work times. This is especially important because we do not have a specific uniform. You don't have a specific color you have to wear or specific type of clothing, so it is very important for the client that you wear your name badge. It gives them a sense of peace that you are who you say you are and you are supposed to be there. Personal electronics. Elder's Journey policy allows for work-related communication or emergency personal communication only. One example would be your child's school or caregiver being able to reach you if your child is sick. Typically, you don't go to the same place each and every day, so we want them to be able to get a hold of you in case of an emergency. But this is not a time for updating your status on social media or having a lengthy personal phone conversation with a friend. You are working and your job is to take care of and interact with the client. The number one complaint that we receive from clients is that caregivers are on their phone and not either helping them or sitting and talking to them. Please keep your phone put away while with a client. However, you are entitled to personal breaks. If your assignment is longer than 4 hours, you're entitled to a 15-minute break. If your assignment is longer than 6 hours, you're entitled to a half-hour lunch break. We do not ask that you clock in and out for your breaks and lunches. You are paid for your breaks and lunches, and we also ask that you do not leave the client premises during this time. But it is your time to step outside or into the other room briefly for personal business. Communication. We make lots of phone calls. Scheduling is going to call you on days that you say you're not available, at times you say you don't want to work, and they're going to ask you to pick up shifts. It is perfectly fine to decline extra shifts. However, if you were already assigned and something happened and your client is no longer available for that shift, scheduling will reassign you to another shift. If you refuse, it will be documented as a shift refusal for attendance purposes. We send emails through the Allura scheduling software. Get in the habit of checking your Allura mail on a daily basis. We also communicate through text from different on-call phones. Communicating with the office. Please return all phone calls. Always call the office number, even if the office is closed. We transfer the phones to whoever is on call. For example, you may receive a text on Saturday that you replied to. Do not text that number on Monday evening because that phone is no longer being monitored. As long as you call the office number, you will be directed to the correct person. After hours on call is anytime the office is closed, evenings, weekends, and holidays. But keep in mind that it is for emergencies only. We define emergencies as an emergency with your client, you're going to be late to your shift, you're not making it to your shift, or you're leaving early from your client. Any other issue, for example, trouble clocking in and out, you can call the office the next business day. Preparing for an emergency. A lot of times you are the first one in the home during or after an emergency. Emergencies that can happen in our area could be weather related, like ice, snow, flood, tornado, or earthquake, or they could be chemical, biological, or terrorist attack, mass trauma, or simply an electrical outage. How to be prepared. Always have extra supplies on hand, especially gloves. If there is an emergency, we need you to contact the office if you are on your way to a client, if you are at a client, or if you are leaving the client. We are responsible for knowing what is happening with you as well as what is happening with the client. Please know what to do for your client in an emergency. Locate the blue client binder in their home. It will have the emergency plan in it. For example, maybe you're the regular caregiver and you always talk to the daughter about anything that's going on in the case. But in a true emergency, in the binder it says that the son is the one that needs to be communicated with. You are only going to know that if you're looking at the emergency plan. Also, please let us know if your client has a pet so that we can let the first responders know that the client may be anxious about leaving their pet behind.
Testing the timings on an inserted slide.
Continuing education. State regulations require 12 hours of continuing education annually to maintain your HHA or CNA certification. Elder's Journey requires all nurses, non-licensed caregivers, HHAs, and CNAs to complete the 12 hours of continuing education. We help provide that education training through quarterly in-service meetings, annual skills check, which is when you meet with the nurse and get some additional training if needed. We also do online learning through RCTC. We complete approximately 8 hours annually of online classes. You will receive a token to log into the system to create your username and password. Failure to complete your assigned continuing education could result in suspension from the schedule. You should have completed your safety in-services and quizzes as part of your new hire paperwork. Back safety. Make sure you have a plan, especially when transferring a client. Communicate with your client. Always explain to the client what you are about to do and what you expect from them. Clients will put more effort in if you let them know that you cannot lift them by yourself and they are going to have to help. If you cannot safely lift your client, meaning that you will injure the client or yourself, don't do it. Call 911 and ask for non-emergency lift assist. They will send someone to help safely transfer the client, and as long as they do not transport the client, they will not charge them. Infection control and bloodborne pathogens. Proper hand washing is key. Always use PPE. Please remember that not only are you protecting yourself because your client could be infectious, but you are also protecting the client from being infected by you. Something that does not make you sick could cause someone with a compromised immune system to get very ill. Reportable client incidents. Please report all falls or accidents immediately, even if there is no injury. Report alleged, suspected, or actual abuse, neglect, or exploitation. Safety issues in the home could be something as simple as the client needs a handrail in the shower, or it could be something more serious, like there are strange people hanging out in the client's home. Please report anytime there is police involvement or admission to the hospital. After reporting, you may be asked to document the specific details. Please document only the facts of what happened. Caregiver injuries. Please report all injuries immediately, even if no medical treatment is required. You will be asked to document the specifics of the event in a timely manner. If you choose to file a workers' comp claim, you will need to have prior approval for all doctor's visits. Failure to receive approval will result in denial of payment to that provider, meaning you will be responsible for the bill. Please keep all follow-up appointments and follow your treatment plan.
Let's discuss elder abuse definitions. Abuse can be physical, verbal, or emotional in nature. Neglect would be someone not able to care for themselves, or another person that is responsible for them not providing the proper care. Now, most people have a pretty good idea of what abuse and neglect are. Exploitation, however, seems to be a grayer area. So a good way to think about exploitation is if a client loses something and you gain from that loss, more than likely you exploited them. It is especially grayer area for caregivers. An example to think about for exploitation would be if you were in a client home from 8 a.m. to noon, and from 9 to 10 you sit on the couch and play on your phone. Technically, you exploited your client. They lost the services they were supposed to receive, and you gained personal time to do whatever you were doing. Another example would be if you go to the grocery store and you have all the client's groceries up on the belt, and you throw a pack of gum up for yourself, and you use the client's debit card to pay for it. It doesn't matter if it's 50 cents or $500, that is theft, and it is also exploitation. Exploitation is improper. It can be illegal.
Keys to success. Be responsible. Go to your shifts on time. Communicate with the office anytime there are any issues. Be available when you say you're going to be available. And be respectful to clients, coworkers, supervisors, and family members. If you have ever done home health care, you will know that sometimes the client is not always the problem. Sometimes it could be the family member. We just ask that you remember that you don't know what their walk has been for the last 5 or 10 years before they finally said, I need some help. When you are at your shift, do your job. Take care of your client and don't get caught up in what you think some family members should or should not be doing. But we don't want the family to take advantage of you. We are there to take care of the client and the client only. You are not there to babysit children or to do laundry for everyone in the home or do dishes for everyone in the home. If you feel like something is outside of your parameters, please call the office and let us intervene on your behalf. When you enter the home, remember that it is supposed to be about the client. Please do not share any negative circumstances of your life with your client. They don't need to know. It only causes them to worry. Keep your personal information to yourself and just stay focused on taking care of the client.
Alora is our scheduling software. It is accessible from any web browser. It is also available as an app for either Android or Apple. So why do we use Alora? Well, for one, it allows for accurate GPS mapping, which means you must allow your location services on your phone because it's going to pinpoint the area that you are in when you clock in and clock out of client home. It also allows for timely and accurate payroll. There's no timesheets to bring to the office or schedules to pick up. It is all available to you at your fingertips. It also allows you to know in the moment what type of shift you are on under client details. For a PA shift, you must have an HHA and you cannot run any errands. Attendant care, you can run errands and the client can attend with you. And for homemaking shifts, the client has to stay home while you run the errands. Also, you know when your shift has been completed because it will turn green on your schedule. This is how you can tell what type of shift you're on the Alora app. And this is an example from the Alora website. Also available for you from the website and your app is training videos, very helpful for the new user. Online schedule verification. Your schedule will be completed by Friday afternoon and you will receive a notification from the scheduling department that schedules have been released. We ask that at that time you go in and look at your schedule for the next week to make sure you know where you're going. Throughout the week, adjustments can be made based on client needs. This means that your schedule could change. So we need you to look at your schedule on a daily basis, make sure that you're staying in communication with the scheduling department, and returning all phone calls. If you have any questions about your schedule, please call the office and let us address it before the day of your shift. By working together, we will meet our goal, which is to provide the best care possible for our clients. Alora Next Steps. Please note that your username is your email address that you provided during orientation, and you will receive an email with your temporary password. At that point, you can log into the system and create a permanent password that you will be able to remember. During day 2 of orientation, you will receive further training on the scheduling software. Orientation Next Steps. You will receive access information for our training videos regarding elder abuse and dementia care. Please note it is your responsibility to view these training videos and complete the quizzes that you will receive and return to Human Resources. You will receive hands-on training in our Alora scheduling software. If you are a home health aide, you will need to complete the written test, in-lab skills check, and in-home skills check. All employees must complete and submit proof of CPR within 90 days of employment. You have completed the Elder's Journey New Hire Orientation presentation. Please note the course code listed on this slide. Please write down this course code and bring it to orientation with you so that you will get credit for viewing this course.